Hey y'all, thanks for checking out Euclid Mining. Today is a sort of a bittersweet day. I am going to be selling two of my miners, two of the L3++. I'm going to be getting rid of the one in the cooler. I'm going to keep the cooler and I'll be putting a different one in there, but I'm going to sell that L3++. And then of course, you know, I have that other L3++. And I'm going to be selling the T17, which is giving me that temperature sensor error, and that S17 that has only one working board. But I think that between selling this one and those two, I may be able to have just enough money to get myself a new and improved, upgraded. I might look at getting a S19 and doing something really cool. So I'm not sure exactly yet, but right now I have a seller that will sell me three L3 Plus for $1,000 each, and the guy that I'm selling the L3 and the L3 the two of those, he's going to be paying me $4,000 for those two machines, and I can get these for $1,000 a piece, and they're running similar hash rates, not enough to justify $1,000 and $2,000 for the difference in hash rates. So I think it is a investment move. So yes, it is bitter because I am getting rid of two machines that, you know, I don't want to sell. But the sweet part is that I'm going to sell those two for $4,000. And if I can get, you know, $2,000 or $2,500 for that, and if I can get, you know, $2,500 for that, I get $5,000 here. I can get another $4,000 there. That's $9,000. That's almost an S17. I'm sorry, an S19. So I'm debating on that. And with cryptocurrency down as of today, and what's today? Today is December 4th, and the market just tanked. If you know Bitmain, when they sell their S19s, they do it as a spot sale on spot pricing, which means they do it off of what Bitcoin is selling for. So when Bitcoin is down hard, their prices are down. But when Bitcoin is pumping high, their prices are high also. So right now, while the market is the way it is, I might see what these will all eventually, what I'm going to get for them, and I may just pull the trigger and get myself a really nice machine and treat myself to a super cool one. So anyway, that's it. Bittersweet, like I said, but you know what? I think it's the right move, because even if I do just sell these two, I can get three from this one guy for $1,000 each, and it'd still have $1,000 left over. And I could even buy another GPU and have that be number 7 in that 3060 rig, and still have a couple bucks left in my pocket. So I don't know. We'll talk more later once I get back, and maybe you'll leave some comments down below and tell me what you think. There's the vent. So anyway, let's go sell some ASICs. Hey guys, I'm back. And to be honest, it's been a week since I did that first video. Everything went smooth. The sale went great. The guy bought them both each for $1,900, even the one that had the board that needed repair. I had done some videos for him to show them hashing, which was like a flashback of the whole Alibaba experience. If you haven't seen my videos, Alibaba likes to sell you a miner and say that they're going to show it to you on the screen, but they could show you any IP address on their network and say, yeah, this is the machine here, and there it is on the screen. But it could be any one of 100 machines that they have running. So don't believe the videos. This guy, we've been talking for a while. He felt comfortable with the video. He asked for it. I said, sure. I knew what I was selling, so I was very confident. He bought the one L3++ with that one board down. All the chips were reporting in. All the chains were fine. So I knew what I was selling, and even since then, I did message him and checked in on him, and he said everything's running great and thanked me again. So I'm happy with the sale. He was happy with the sale. But now what am I doing with this money? So I talked about a couple different options in that other video. I talked about selling the T17 and the S17. Now, when the market was up, I could have gotten some really good money with that. But now the market is down, and it's not really worth selling those. As a matter of fact, I might even throw the money in to get that T17 fixed up again, and we'll see. But I'm not going to sell them. So that kind of crosses off that S19 because that's going for $12,000 and change. So unfortunately, I'm not going to go with the S19. I started thinking about maybe like a M20S, making like $12 a day right now. And I started thinking about, well, you're buying it used. What if one of the boards went down in that machine? At $4 a day per board, because there's 3 boards in there, you'd be in trouble if one of them went down. You'd take, between shipping out and shipping back and the time of repair, it could take 2 months. And at $4 a day, for 2 months, you're losing 33% of your profitability right off, right there, it's gone. So that made me nervous. So I started thinking, okay, what about GPUs? What if I bought more of those? And I thought, well, you know what? I bought 14 of these things in the past, 2 months. So I'm going to hold off on that as far as buying them with this money. Now I am going to continue buying them, and I'm hoping to buy about 2 to 3 per month. So at least 2 a month. So I am going to continue to build, and that will not stop, and I love working with them. As a matter of fact, I've got 2 new GPUs right here that I bought, some real inexpensive GPUs, and I'm just going to do some testing on that and just to show you some numbers of what not to buy. But anyway, I decided that, I'm going to stick with those 3060s, maybe go for a couple 3070s. Maybe I'll buy a 3060 and a 3070 every month, 1 and 1. That's basically a little bit more aligned with my budget. And as I buy more of them, my budget will increase because I'll be making more money, and then maybe I'll be able to move that up. So, but we'll get to that. So I'm not going to use this money for GPUs, though I love working with them. I'm not going to get that S19. The M20S, though I really like that one a lot, and I wish I could get one. I can't get one right now. Excuse me. I just had this delicious sandwich from this little Italian restaurant up the street. It was amazing. But that M20S, if anybody wants to donate one, look, someday I will buy one for myself, and I want to have more Bitcoin miners. I do. But for now, I think I'm going to stick with the L3 Plus. I think that was my initial intention and what I really wanted to do. And I think in the back of my mind, that was the direction I was going to go. And I'll tell you where it started. It started from one of our viewers. Someone had been messaging me back and forth in the comments about a video I did and mentioned that I had a lot of hardware errors. He started saying how he does the overclocking per chip for his L3 Plus. And I said, wow. I said, I really didn't even realize you could do individual chip overclocking. Well, I knew of it, but I didn't really know how it worked and how that did that. I always just let the firmware do the overclocking. I use the Hive OS firmware, and it does it for you. And I thought, well, that's something interesting. I started looking into overclocking, started looking into different pools, started looking into different options for these miners. And I got to tell you, through his conversations back and forth of what he does with his machines, just sort of like, I've been so focused on GPUs and buying a couple ASICs and just letting them run. And I've just been so focused on this side of it and getting this channel running and buying more parts and buying the grow tent and doing all these other projects and putting power in and all these things. When he started talking to me, it was like someone tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, did you forget about this? And when I turned around to look, I was like, oh my God, I forgot about this whole other world, this ASIC world where overclocking individual chips is something that I need to learn. Repairing these is something I need to learn. And I made the decision that that's where I'm going to go. So with that being said, L3 Plus is going to be my future. Now, I need to find them for a decent price. So, how am I going to get them for a good price? Alibaba. $900 from Alibaba for an L3 Plus. Man, that sounds amazing. Just remember this before you go and piss away all your money. You'd have easier just tossing it out the window, in my opinion, from buying from Alibaba. But if you were to go to Alibaba, $900 sounds great. But you know that from my other machines that I've bought, all the power supplies I've ever gotten from them have almost burnt out, if not have burnt out boards, if not the entire unit, the entire miner. So I do not trust or recommend any power supply they give you. There is not somewhere over in China where they're like, hey, you know, really, some random person in America wants some L3 pluses, you know, go find the best ones we have and let's send it to them. They're probably more along the lines of, hey, what are the 3 worst ones we have? Can we put some duct tape on it, slap this thing in a box, ship it off, and hope for the best? Not even hope for the best, because they could care less if it worked or not, in my opinion. Because if you've watched my videos, you know what that's disaster it has been with almost every single one of these machines I've gotten. So this is my opinion. But if you did Alibaba and you got it for $900, you got to get a power supply. That's $150. You got to pay $100 for shipping. You're going to pay about $100 in tax. So $900 is now $1050, $1150, $1250. You're at $1250 right now. Now you're going to pay with a credit card. They're going to make you pay that processing fee, which is another $25. They'll even line item it and put it right into the invoice, showing you that you're paying it. Another $25. You want trade assurance, which in my opinion is trash, but if you did want to get it because it made you feel better, that's another $25. So you're at $1,300 for this machine, and that's if you even get a working machine. And if you don't, forget about getting your money back for it. If you want to return it, you're going to have to wind up eating the money to return the machine, even if it comes to you broken, because that's what happened in my experience. They wanted me to pay the $250 or $300 return shipping for this thing. The point is that while looking for prices, Alibaba was not the answer. Then I started looking at eBay. They're going for $1,200 to $1,400 plus $100 in tax. After you check out, it'll be about $100 in tax. So, you know, you're still around $1,300. And then if they want anything extra for shipping. But if you did have a problem on eBay, you do have a 30 days return policy with them. Even if it does say they don't accept returns, if there are any problems with it, the miner, you can return it, and they do have to accept it. And eBay's return policy is pretty strong. So I was looking at a guy that wanted to sell me 3 of them at $1,000 a piece. The reason I didn't go that direction is because if I bought them from him, I would have to wait about a month to receive them. And if there was any trouble in customs, I would have to deal with that. Then if there was any problems when I received them, I would have to ship them back another month. And that could be 2+ months where my money isn't making money. So that wasn't going to be an option either. I thought, you know what, I'm not going to go that route. So I started looking here in the States. And I started talking to a lot of sellers that I've bought from before and a lot of people I've done business with. And it turns out one of them actually sells the L3 Plus. And I talked to him. I said, how much for one of those? He said, $1,200. I said, $1,200, I could practically get that on eBay. I said, I got to pay tax and shipping too. I said, but still, it's very close. He said, no, $1,200 with tax, with shipping, with a power supply, and L3 Plus refurbished. That sounds pretty good. Then we started talking a little bit more. I said, well, how do I get that down instead of $1,200? How do I get that down to $1,000? Well, we both had an awkward laugh, and he said, yeah, they're $1,200 a piece. I said, well, what if I were to buy 4, 5, or 6 of them? He said, if you were to buy 4, 5, or 6, he goes, if you bought 6 of them, I'd drop it down to $1,100. I said, oh, really? I said, that's getting a little bit better. So we're talking a little bit more, and he then was saying, if you wanted to buy like 20 of them, we could go down to 1,000. He said, but anything really below that, you can't go too much of a discount. I said, what about 10 of them? He said, well, if you bought 10, you could probably go down to about $1,050 per machine. I said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go ahead and I'm going to get 10 of them. He said, okay. I said, but listen, I got to know something. I got to know about a warranty. On eBay, I get at least 30 days. He says, well, we've done business before, and you're buying a good amount of these from me. He said, what about 6 months? I said, so let me get this straight. I get an L3 Plus refurbished with a power supply with shipping, with tax, with a 6-month warranty for $10.50. He said, yes. I said, where do I sign? And that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go ahead and buy 10 of these. And I feel very comfortable with this. Now, of course, the market is down, and we're going to jump over here really quick and just take a look at Litecoin. $160. I'd love to see that at 200. The market, for the last 90 days, I mean, it was obviously phenomenal at $270, almost $280 at one point over here. What was that one? Let's see if I can catch it. 289. And now we're at 160. So if that got up to 200, that's a fair number. Same thing with Dogecoin at 17 cents. Not very promising. But as you can see in the past 24 hours, it has jumped up. In the past 90 days, it's not done so well. It's definitely come down quite hard, especially in this dip here. That was December 3rd and December 4th. We had that huge drop. But if this was to come up to about 22, 23 cents, that's also a very respectable number, considering you don't want to be that greedy. I mean, of course, I would love this to be a dollar, but that's not going to happen. But 23 cents is a reasonable number to hope for, and it's a pretty profitable number. So again, I was looking at this, and I'm looking at the numbers, and I'm saying, okay, if I look at my earnings from my my one miner, my Litecoin and Doge, and I put those numbers in here, I get about $2 a day for Litecoin, and I'm getting about $3.76. So that's $5.76 per day. Now, if I come over to here, they're saying so it would be here, so 576, and they're saying 536. So it's similar. So if I just put that in the calculator, 576 and minus 228 for power, it's coming in at 348 and 308. So, it's I am making a little bit more than what the projection is here. 348. Let's look over here. 320. Again, I'm at 348. So 320 for them. 308 over here. And like I said, I'm doing 348. So let's multiply that out for 30 days. So $105 basically, $100, $100 bill. Let's just call it a $100 bill just to make it easy. $100. Look, that's not bad. That really isn't that bad considering, what you do with these machines. So when a lot of my friends are saying now, oh, how's that crypto mining going with the market down? I'm still making $100 for a machine, and that's not bad. And when they say, well, you still buying? I mean, the market's down. They say, they think, well, when the market's down, you're going to stop buying. And I tell people when the market's down, that's when I want to buy, because the prices drop. People are selling for cheaper. You can find deals. You can get things for better prices and stock up now so that when the market comes back, you are prepared to engage it and not just then try to find machines that are now being sold off the shelf so fast that you can't even get one at a decent price. Now, let me also say this. Everything that I'm doing is because of my financial situation. Your financial situation is different. Your pocket or pocketbook is different than what mine is. My bills are different than you. My family situation is different than yours. My job that I have, my full-time job, is different than yours. You have to do what works best for you. Don't jump out there and say, well, you could buy in 10. Why shouldn't I buy 10? My channel's built on mistakes, and the mistakes that I've made and the corrections I've made. And this is going to be one of those projects. This is going to be something that you and I are going to do together. We are going to travel this path together from beginning to the end, from the start to the conclusion. We are going the whole way. Strap in. I'm driving the bus, and we're going to ride it until the wheels fall off. We are not going to stop, and we are going to continue to learn about these machines. I'm going to learn how to repair them. I'm going to learn how to do overclocking. I'm going to probably start putting out some multi-part videos on overclocking and repairs. And this is just opening up a whole nother world for me. I'm just so excited to be getting more involved in this side of it. So together, I think it's going to be a really fun time. And I'm glad I'm going to have you to enjoy this journey with me as we, explore more and more into the L3 Plus. So stay tuned. There'll be more to come. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I'd love to see more. We've got a little over 165 subscribers, which I still think is amazing that 165 people on the planet think I'm interesting enough to subscribe to my channel. So I thank you all. I thank everybody who's left comments. I thank everybody who's given me some thumbs up. I enjoy the constructive criticism. I enjoy the suggestions that I get from a lot of you. And I also enjoy helping. So when people have questions, I try to answer them. I try to help people get into the direction they want to go to solve an issue they're having. And if I can make a video for you, I have, and I will continue. I can't make every single one that everybody asks me to make, but I'm trying to. And hopefully, if you're getting into the L3 Plus and you're watching the market, and hopefully it's going to start to turn up, you're going to maybe get involved with this too. And together, we'll help each other have an amazing farm and an amazing time while we work on all of these machines. So listen, thumbs up, comments, subscribe. If you want, you can watch one of my other videos over here, or you can hit the subscribe button. It'll be right over there. And I appreciate you checking in on me from time to time. So I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.